They called her a goddess, the woman whose beauty could destroy empires. But behind the silk curtains of her palace, her secret was stranger than anyone could imagine. Every morning, hundreds of servants carried buckets filled with fresh donkey milk into her golden chamber. They poured it into a marble tub carved with sacred hieroglyphs. And there Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt, slipped into the bath, believing it would make her eternal. Her skin glowed like ivory, her scent lingered like honey. But the truth behind her obsession was darker than beauty. Because Cleopatra wasn't bathing to stay clean, she was fighting time itself. The year was 51 BC, and Egypt stood at the edge of ruin. While the Roman Empire devoured kingdoms across the Mediterranean, Cleopatra ruled with cunning and charm. She knew that power in her world was not won by armies but by allure. So she turned her body into a weapon, perfumes mixed with rare oils, coal darkening her eyes like midnight, and milk the essence of purity, fertility, and divine youth. Ancient texts say she demanded the milk of 700 donkeys every single day. Servants traveled miles to gather it before sunrise, ensuring it was untouched by air or heat. Because Cleopatra believed that in this milk lay the secret of immortality. But her beauty came at a cost. The kingdom strained under her rituals. Gold was spent, servants collapsed, and whispers spread that Egypt's queen had gone mad with vanity. Still, she continued. Every bath, every drop was a rebellion against decay, against the power of death itself. She wasn't just a woman, she was a myth trying to stay alive.
Cleopatra's beauty became her empire. When she met Julius Caesar, Rome's most powerful man, she didn't walk into his chamber, she arrived wrapped in a carpet, unrolled at his feet, smiling like a goddess reborn. Caesar was captivated. He saw not a queen, but eternity itself staring back at him. Their affair shook the world. Rome whispered, Egypt watched. And Cleopatra used her charm to secure her throne. But power always demands a price. After Caesar's assassination, she turned her gaze to his successor, Mark Antony. A warrior, reckless and passionate, who became both her lover and her downfall. They ruled together in splendor. Banquets that lasted for days, perfumes that cost more than ships, and always the milk baths. Antony called her the living Venus. She told him the milk kept her young for him. But beneath her golden smile, Cleopatra feared something no empire could stop. The fading of beauty. Egypt's enemies laughed, calling her a witch. Romans mocked her as a seductress who bewitched their generals. Yet Cleopatra knew in a world ruled by men, her face was her throne. Every line, every wrinkle was a threat to her crown. So she fought it the only way she knew, with milk, magic, and madness. As years passed, Rome's patience ran out. Mark Antony's war ended in disaster, and Cleopatra's golden kingdom began to crumble. She still bathed daily, even as soldiers surrounded her palace. Witnesses said the scent of milk and rose oil lingered in her halls as her empire burned. When Antony died by his own sword, Cleopatra locked herself in her chamber. No more baths, no more beauty, only silence. And on that final day, she called for her treasures, jewels, perfumes, and a basket of figs. Inside the figs hid an asp, a venomous Egyptian cobra. She held it close and let it bite. The poison burned through her veins, stealing her last breath. But her face, legend says, remained calm, almost radiant, as if time had finally surrendered. Cleopatra's death marked the end of Egypt's pharaohs. Her empire fell. But her myth lived on the woman who fought death with beauty, who ruled the hearts of conquerors, and who turned milk into immortality. Even centuries later, her obsession survived in whispers. Queens bathing in wine, nobles in perfume, all chasing the ghost of Cleopatra's youth. But maybe her story wasn't vanity. Maybe it was defiance, a queen refusing to age in a world that worshipped her face. A woman who wanted to be remembered not as flesh, but as legend.